Queen Zephyr sat high on her crystalline throne, her many eyes scanning the holographic projections flickering before her. The chamber was vast, filled with alien advisors and the soft hum of hovering data drones. Reports had arrived from the outer colonies. Humans had been sighted. Not just humans, but warriors who were supposedly clever, fearless, and capable of acts that defied reason. Zephyr's mandibles clicked as she listened to the messages. Humans? She hissed, her voice echoing across the marble expanse. They are no more than primitive creatures. How can they possibly challenge the might of the Xylarian Empire? Her chief advisor, a tall, multi-limbed Xylarian named Krylon, bowed low. Your Majesty, the report suggests that these humans have evaded our patrols, bypassed automated defenses, and even outsmarted our scouts. They move with tactics unknown to our forces. Zephyr's eyes narrowed. Fables and exaggerations, she replied. Scouts make mistakes. Every creature fears the unknown, and humans are no different. I have ruled for a century, Krylon. No human or any primitive species has ever posed a real threat. Let us not waste attention on fairy tales. Yet, a small part of her mind wondered. Could there be truth to these stories? She had faced countless enemies in her reign rebellions, rival empires, and rogue warlords, but humans? They were supposed to be fragile, soft, and weak. A species barely advanced enough to leave their own planet. Meanwhile, far across the galaxy, in the Milky Way's spiral arm, a small team of humans prepared for a mission that would take them beyond the solar system. On board the starship Valiant, Captain Elias Trent reviewed the mission files. His brown eyes were calm, but there was a spark of determination that had earned him the loyalty of every soldier. Under his command, listen up, Trent said, addressing his team of 5, all clad in sleek, adaptive armor. We're heading into uncharted territory. Our target is a Xylarian scouting station near the outer frontier. Intel says it's lightly defended, but I want everyone alert. Remember, the aliens outnumber us, and they have technology we've never faced before. But that doesn't matter. We have skill, teamwork, and adaptability. That is our advantage. The team nodded. Each member had a reputation for bravery, ingenuity, or sheer determination. Lieutenant Marlin, the tactical genius, adjusted her visor and checked the scanning devices. Captain, we'll need to rely on stealth and misdirection. If we're discovered, extraction will be difficult. Understood, Trent replied. But humans have always found a way, haven't they? A small smile touched his lips. Let's prove why legends of our kind are not just stories. Back on Xylar, Zephyr's court debated the humans' potential threat. Some of her ministers argued for preemptive strikes. If we do not eliminate these humans now, they could grow stronger, warned Lord Vexel, a veteran general. Their tactics are unpredictable. We cannot afford to wait. Zephyr waved a sharp limb dismissively. I have faced countless foes who claimed to be formidable. None lasted more than a single moon cycle. Humans are no different. They are insects compared to the might of my fleet. Yet, her voice softened for a moment, almost thoughtfully. I want to see them for myself. Let them show me the truth of their fables. She turned her attention to the hologram of a small star system. Prepare a scout vessel. Follow these humans. Observe them closely. I want detailed reports on their abilities. But no attack. We are not yet ready to waste resources on a species we cannot even confirm as a threat. Far from the throne room, the human starship glided silently through the void. Space was dark, vast, and indifferent, but the crew moved with precision. Sensors scanned the region for energy signatures, patrols, and anomalies. Every movement was deliberate. Every decision could mean life or death. Captain, sensors detect multiple energy signatures ahead, reported engineer Rhea Sol, her voice calm but firm. Xylarian patrol drones, moving in formation. They have not detected us yet. Good, Trent said quietly. We'll use that to our advantage. Mara, plot a course that keeps us in the shadows of the asteroid belt. Let them pass. Then we strike the station from an unexpected angle. Mara's fingers flew across the controls, her mind calculating dozens of variables. Course plotted. Captain, estimated time to reach the station without detection, 4 hours. Then let's make those 4 hours count. Trent said. Back on Xylar, Zephyra's curiosity began to grow. She had spent decades studying species that could potentially challenge her empire, and none had left a lasting impression. Humans, however, intrigued her in a way she had not anticipated. Their reputation for daring, resilience, and unpredictability was unlike anything she had encountered. Even the oldest Xylarian texts contained no record of humans as serious warriors. Yet the reports continued to arrive. Humans had ambushed a Xylarian convoy near the edge of a neighboring system. They had captured alien equipment and returned to their ship without a scratch. Another team had disrupted a supply hub, leaving chaos in their wake. Each story was more astounding than the last. Zephyr's multifaceted eyes glimmered. So, they can think quickly, they can adapt, and they have courage, she murmured. Perhaps the fables are more than fables. Perhaps there is something to learn from them. Her advisor shifted uncomfortably. Curiosity from a ruler was one thing, but fascination with a species considered primitive was unusual. They knew better than to question her openly. Instead, they whispered among themselves, wondering what this change in Zephyr meant for the Empire. Meanwhile, the humans reached the outer perimeter of the Xylarian sector. Small satellites and patrol drones orbited distant planets, scanning for intruders. Trent's team moved carefully, each step measured, each sensor checked twice. Their success depended on stealth, cunning, and the element of surprise. Captain, the station is visible, reported Mara. It appears lightly defended, just as intelligence predicted. But the outer defenses are more advanced than our previous encounters. Something feels off. Trent examined the station through the viewport. It was larger than expected, its angular design alien and efficient. Automated turrets rotated slowly along the edges, and energy shields shimmered faintly. That's our target, he said. We'll proceed with caution. Remember, humans may be physically weaker than the Xylarian soldiers, but we have the advantage of strategy. Stick to the plan, and we succeed. The crew prepared for the mission ahead, unaware that on Xylar, Zephyr had personally initiated surveillance of their starship. Small probes followed the humans' movements, transmitting live data to the Queen's command hub. Every decision, every maneuver, every daring choice was recorded. For the first time in her long reign, Zephyr felt a tinge of uncertainty. If humans were truly capable of outsmarting her scouts, evading her defenses, and striking with precision, then perhaps the tales were correct. Humans were unlike any other species in the galaxy. But she refused to let uncertainty become fear. Observe them, she commanded. Learn their weaknesses, test their courage, and above all, keep them alive. I want to meet one of these warriors in person. Then we shall see if the fables are true. As the humans approached the Xylarian frontier, tension filled the void between stars. Each side moved with intent, unaware of how close they were to a confrontation that could reshape the perception of humans. Across the galaxy, on one side, the humans relied on ingenuity, courage, and teamwork. On the other, the Queen of the Xylarian Empire relied on power, experience, and pride. In the vast, silent expanse of space, the stage was set. Legends were about to collide with reality, and the first chapter of a story long whispered in fables was about to unfold. Captain Trent checked his squad one last time. Whatever happens, remember who we are, he said firmly. We are humans. We endure. We adapt. We fight, and we never give up. Let's make sure they remember that. The crew nodded, determination burning in their eyes. Above them, in a throne room of crystal and light years of history, Queen Zephyr leaned forward, her many eyes fixed on the projection of the human vessel. Soon, she whispered, I will see if the fables are true. And thus began the tale of humans against the might of an empire, a tale that would not be forgotten. The human starship Valiant drifted through the dark expanse near the Xylarian frontier, invisible to all but the most advanced sensors. Captain Elias Trent leaned over the control panel, eyes scanning the incoming data streams. The mission was straightforward in theory: recon the Xylarian outpost, gather intelligence, and return safely. In reality, they were venturing into a part of the galaxy that humans had never explored before, and every move carried risk. Lieutenant Marlin's fingers danced across the holographic display. Captain, sensors are detecting multiple patrol drones. They are moving in a formation that indicates standard Xylarian reconnaissance patterns. If we stick to the shadows of the asteroid field, we can slip past them undetected. Trent nodded. Good. Keep it tight, Mara. I don't want surprises. Rhea, monitor the energy readings. If anything changes, we adjust immediately. This is about finesse, not force. Engineer Rhea Soul tapped her console, eyes narrowed. Understood. Energy fluctuations are minimal so far, but the moment we leave the asteroid cover, we'll be exposed. Xylarian sensors are far more advanced than anything we've encountered in the Outer Rim. The tension on the bridge was palpable. Every human on the ship knew that a single mistake could mean capture or worse. Yet, despite the danger, none wavered. Humans had faced long odds before, and their survival often depended on thinking faster, adapting quicker, and using whatever the universe gave them. Hours passed as the Valiant navigated the asteroid belt, dodging small patrol drones and avoiding detection. Then, as they emerged from the final cluster of rocks, the Xylarian outpost came into view. Its angular towers stretched high, energy turrets rotating slowly to scan the void. The station pulsed with an eerie blue light, almost alive in its precision. Target in sight. Mara announced, "Outer defenses are automated, but they follow predictable patterns. If we time this right, we can bypass them and reach the station's core undetected." Trent studied the holographic map of the outpost. Good. Split into 2 teams. Mara, you and Rhea take the north approach. The rest of us will approach from the south. Remember, speed and coordination are key. We disable the station quickly and get out before they even realize we are here. The humans prepared their pods for the descent, hearts steady, minds sharp. They were armed with plasma rifles, hacking devices, and adaptive camouflage suits designed to blend with alien environments. Yet, beyond equipment, it was their courage and ingenuity that set them apart. Far above, unseen, one of Queen Zephyr's scout drones hovered silently. Its sensors locked onto the human vessel, transmitting every movement back to her throne room. Zephyr's many eyes flickered as she studied the humans' approach. Interesting, she murmured. They move with purpose and coordination. It is unusual, even for small species. Most would panic under such circumstances. These humans. She paused, clicking a mandible. There's strength in them I did not anticipate. Inside the outpost, humans began their infiltration. Using magnetic grapples, they scaled the exterior walls and slipped through maintenance hatches, moving in near-perfect silence. The automated defenses scanned their positions, but the humans' camouflage and quick thinking allowed them to evade detection. South team in position, Trent whispered through comms. Remember, disable the shields first. Once the shields are down, the core will be vulnerable. Rhea worked quickly, connecting her portable hacking device to the outer shield generator. Sparks flew as alien circuitry resisted her intrusion, but human persistence and creativity prevailed. With a soft chime, the energy shield flickered and collapsed. Shields are down, Rhea reported. Core access in 30 seconds. The northern team, led by Mara, moved swiftly to the communications hub, planting data scramblers and surveillance devices. The outpost's automated turrets rotated toward them, but clever timing and movement allowed the humans to slip past undetected. Suddenly, one patrol drone detected an anomaly of faint heat signature. Its sensors locked on, and it fired a warning pulse toward the humans. Instinct and quick thinking saved the team. Mara triggered a decoy device, creating multiple false heat signatures. The drone paused, scanning the illusions, and then returned to patrol. They are clever, Zephyra observed from her throne. They use misdirection. Very human. I underestimated them. Meanwhile, Captain Trent reached the station core. He and his small team worked with precision, disabling the main power conduit, downloading critical Xylarian schematics, and planting a series of timed EMP charges. Every action was deliberate. Every second counted. Core downloads complete, Trent reported. Prepare for extraction. Rhea checked the countdown on the EMP charges. 5 minutes to detonation. All units clear? Almost, Trent said. Wait for Mara's confirmation. From the northern side. Mara's team had successfully uploaded the intelligence they collected. Data secure, she confirmed. Heading to rendezvous point, as the humans began to retreat. A sudden wave of energy pulsed through the outpost. The Xylarian automated defenses, sensing intrusion, activated advanced countermeasures. Energy barriers rose, and the turrets began tracking multiple targets. Looks like they finally noticed us, Trent said, adjusting his stance. No matter. Humans adapt, move, using a combination of speed, clever maneuvers, and environmental awareness. The humans dodged the automated fire. One member, Private Jace Moreno, used an alien maintenance vehicle as a shield, pushing it toward an advancing turret and causing it to overload. Another team member, Specialist Leela Chen, jammed sensors in a nearby tower, temporarily blinding it. Even as Xylarian forces responded, the humans coordinated flawlessly. Where brute force failed, ingenuity succeeded. Each action demonstrated the unexpected resilience and adaptability that Queen Zephyra had not believed possible. Back on her throne, Zephyra's eyes widened. By the stars, they are not only surviving, they are dominating with thought, not strength. Fascinating. The humans made their final escape, boarding the Valiant pods and returning to the ship. The outpost erupted in a controlled chaos as EMP charges detonated, disabling systems and leaving the Xylarian patrols in confusion. Everyone accounted for? Trent asked once they were safely aboard. Everyone, Mara replied, breathing heavily. That was close. Too close, Trent nodded. Close as expected. What matters is we succeeded. We gathered intelligence, disrupted their operations, and proved something important. Humans are more capable than they think or than others think of us. Rhea glanced at the retreating outpost. Captain, do you think Zephyra is aware of what we've done? Trent's eyes narrowed thoughtfully. She may be, and if she is, she will want to see the truth for herself. That's when things get interesting. Queen Zephyra leaned back in her throne, studying the live feed of the humans' escape. They are clever, resourceful, persistent, she said softly, almost to herself. I believe them Fables. I believe no human could survive contact with my forces. Yet here they are, alive, victorious, and unbowed, perhaps. It is time I meet one in person. A murmur of shock passed through her advisors. None had ever heard the Queen admit curiosity, let alone fascination, with a species she had once dismissed as trivial. Zephyr's eyes gleamed with an intensity that could unnerve even the bravest general. Prepare the observation vessels, she commanded. Track their every move. Learn their methods. But keep them alive. I will see the truth of these humans myself. Soon, one of them will stand before me. Only then will I know if the Fables hold merit. Far away, the humans celebrated quietly. Not loudly, too much noise could attract attention, but the small smiles, relieved sighs, and quiet laughter carried a sense of triumph. They had faced an enemy far superior in technology, survived, and succeeded. Captain Trent watched them, pride swelling in his chest. We did well, he said. But this is only the beginning. The universe is bigger than we imagined, and there are stronger opponents ahead. Always remember, humans are not weak. We adapt, we endure, and we fight when it matters. As the Valiant set course for Earth, a single thought lingered in Trent's mind. Their actions would ripple through the galaxy, changing perceptions of humanity forever. Fables told in fear and disbelief were no longer myths, they were stories with truth. And humans were living proof of what legends could achieve, and some were far away. Queen Zephyr's mind turned toward the future. A meeting would come, a confrontation that would test humans like never before. She would see one of these warriors in person, and in that moment, the Fables would either be confirmed or shattered. The stage was set. Humans had made their mark, and the galaxy was watching. The Valiant sailed silently through the endless void of Xylarian space. Captain Elias Trent stood on the bridge, eyes scanning the distant stars, while his team prepared for the next phase of their mission. The intelligence they had gathered from the outpost had revealed a critical Xylarian communications hub, one that controlled much of the Empire's frontier operations. If the humans could disable it, they could strike a decisive blow, though the journey there was fraught with danger, Captain. Mara Lynn reported. The route to the hub passes through a region of dense asteroid fields and iron storms. Sensors indicate scattered patrol drones, and the energy reading suggests the presence of hidden defense satellites. Trent nodded, his expression calm but determined. We expected nothing less. Humans survive not by avoiding danger, but by thinking faster and acting smarter. Plot a course, Mara. We move carefully, but steadily, Engineer Riasol added. The iron storms will interfere with our communications and shields. If we're caught in the middle, we'll be vulnerable. Trent's gaze hardened. Then we make sure that doesn't happen. Trust in the crew. Trust in the human mind. We've survived worse. Let's move. The human crew's confidence was not reckless. Each member understood the stakes. Private Jace Moreno checked his gear for the third time, ensuring weapons were functional and devices calibrated. Specialist Leela Chen verified the ship's stealth systems, making adjustments to reduce their energy footprint. Every precaution mattered, yet none of it could replace courage, quick thinking, and teamwork. Outside, the vastness of Xylarian space was both beautiful and deadly. Massive gas giants glowed faintly in the distance, and streams of charged particles painted streaks across the void. The humans moved with precision, weaving through the hazards, always aware of unseen eyes tracking them. High above, Queen Zephyr's observation vessels followed the humans' every move. Her curiosity had grown into something more focused, more deliberate. She watched as the humans navigated hazards that would have destroyed many other species. Every calculated decision, every daring maneuver, was recorded and analyzed. They are clever, she said, clicking a mandible. They do not rely on strength or speed alone. They think, they anticipate, and they survive where others would perish. Her chief advisor, Krylin, shifted uneasily. Your Majesty, they are still humans. One ship, one small team. Surely, your forces could overwhelm them if you chose to strike. Zephyr's eyes glimmered with amusement. Perhaps, but what use is victory if it is meaningless? I want to witness the fabled human spirit. I want to see their courage firsthand. Soon, one of them will meet me, and then we will know the truth. Meanwhile, the humans face their own challenges. The path to the communications hub was perilous. Patrol drones appeared from hidden bases, scanning the void for intruders. Automated defense satellites pulsed with energy, tracking movements with precision. Trent issued orders calmly. Rhea, activate countermeasures to jam their sensors. Mara, plot a route that takes advantage of the asteroid shadows. Everyone, stay alert and ready. Remember, the humans survive not by following the expected path, but by creating one. The crew executed the plan flawlessly. Using the asteroid shadows as cover, they avoided detection. Rhea's electronic interference created false signals, confusing the patrol drones. When one drone drew too close, Leela deployed a small decoy pod, drawing it away before it could raise an alarm. Every challenge was met with innovation. Captain, another patrol ahead, Mara reported. It looks like a larger formation this time. We'll need to act quickly. Trent considered the situation. Then we divide. Two pods take the left flank, to the right. Distract them while the main ship slips through. Timing is critical. The humans move with precision and confidence. The small pods darted from one asteroid to another, creating chaos among the patrol formation. Energy pulses flew past, narrowly missing their targets, yet the humans remained unharmed. Their tactics were unlike anything the Xylarian scouts had ever encountered. An unpredictable combination of speed, strategy, and bold improvisation. Back on the Queen's command hub, Zephyr watched the unfolding events with fascination. They are audacious, she said. Not reckless, not foolish. Audacious. They anticipate, adapt, and exploit opportunities. These humans are no ordinary prey. Krylin frowned. Your Majesty, you risk allowing them to grow stronger. We could end this pursuit now. Zephyr shook her head. No, to truly understand a species, one must observe its finest moments. And they have only begun to show me what they are capable of. Hours later, The humans reached the edge of the Xylarian communication hub's perimeter. Energy fields shimmered like invisible walls, and defense drones hovered in calculated formations. Trent surveyed the scene. "This is it. Mara, Leela, we need precise coordination. The hub controls the frontier operations. If we disable it, we can cripple Xylarian surveillance in this sector." The humans deployed their equipment with remarkable efficiency. Mara and Leela moved along the north perimeter, hacking into satellite feeds and feeding false signals to the drones. Jace and the remaining crew worked on the main energy conduit, preparing to disable the core systems. "Captain, sensors indicate a larger drone patrol is approaching from the southeast," Rhea warned. "They will reach our position in 3 minutes." Trent's mind raced. "Then we act now. Everyone, stick to the plan. We adapt as needed, but the objective remains the same. Humans survive by thinking faster and acting smarter. Let's show them why." The humans split into coordinated movements, each member covering the other's flanks. When the first patrol drone arrived, they used its momentum against it, luring it into an asteroid cluster where it collided harmlessly. Another drone scanned the area, but Mara's electronic interference caused its sensors to loop, creating phantom targets. "Captain, core systems are nearly offline," Rhea reported. Just a few more moments, the Xylarian drones, now aware of the intrusion, increased their aggression. Energy beams streaked across the void, but the humans moved with agility and precision, dodging and weaving while maintaining focus on their objectives. Trent's voice was calm but firm. "Keep going. Humans survive by using every advantage. Adapt, anticipate, overcome, with a final coordinated effort." The humans disabled the hub's main communication array. Satellites went dark, and the drones malfunctioned, leaving the area in confusion. The operation was a complete success. "Objective complete," Trent confirmed. "Prepare for extraction." "We've made our mark." As they retreated to the Valiant, a lone Xylarian drone broke through their defenses. It fired a warning pulse, narrowly missing one of the escape pods. Jace reacted instantly, using a magnetic grappling device to swing the pod out of harm's way. Mara launched an electronic countermeasure, sending the drone into a feedback loop that caused it to crash harmlessly onto an asteroid. Zephyra observed silently, her many eyes widening in admiration. Clever, resilient, fearless. They survived where others would fall. Perhaps the fables are true. For the first time, she considered that humans might not just be capable fighters, they might be a species that could reshape expectations in the galaxy. Her pride as a queen and her instinct as a ruler urged caution, but her curiosity burned brighter. The humans returned to the Valiant, bruised but triumphant. Captain Trent gathered his team. "Well done," he said. "We faced an enemy far stronger than ourselves, and we prevailed. Not by strength alone, but by courage, ingenuity, and teamwork. Remember this. The universe will test us, but we endure, we adapt, and we fight when it matters." As the ship set course for the next waypoint, the humans were unaware that their actions had left a profound impression on the Queen of the Xylarian Empire. Zephyra had not only watched, they had earned her attention, curiosity, and respect. Soon, she whispered to herself, "I will meet one of these humans. I will see if the legends hold true, and then I will understand the spirit that defies my empire." For the humans, the journey was far from over. Challenges awaited, dangers that would test not only their skill but their very determination. Yet with each obstacle overcome, they proved a single truth: humans are not to be underestimated. And so, the path toward the Queen continued, a journey that would test their courage, sharpen their minds, and bring them ever closer to a confrontation that would define the galaxy's perception of humanity forever. The humans pressed on, navigating the unknown, their spirits unbroken, their resolve unshakable. Somewhere ahead, Queen Zephyra prepared for a meeting that would challenge everything she believed and reveal that the fables of human warriors were not mere stories, but reality waiting to be faced. The Valiant drifted closer to the heart of Xylarian space, a region rarely crossed by any species. Captain Elias Trent and his team had already proven their skill and bravery, but now they faced their greatest challenge: infiltrating the very fortress of Queen Zephyra herself. The communications hub they had disabled had been only the beginning. The Queen's stronghold loomed in the distance, an enormous structure of shimmering crystal and metal, bristling with energy shields and defense systems. Sensors are picking up multiple energy fields around the fortress, Marlin reported. Turrets, patrol drones, defensive satellites. If we are detected, escape will be nearly impossible. Trent studied the readings, remaining calm. Then we make sure we are not detected. Humans survive by thinking faster and acting smarter. We are about to show them why. Engineer Riasol adjusted the ship's stealth matrix. We can approach through the iron storms. Visibility is low, and energy readings are scattered. It's risky, but it could let us slip past the outer defenses. Risk is acceptable if it gives us the advantage, Trent said. Prepare for entry. Everyone, focus. This is the moment we prove who we are. As the Valiant entered the storm, the ship rocked violently. Lightning-like iron surges danced across the hull, and energy readings spiked unpredictably. The crew held steady, trusting their training, their devices, and most importantly, each other. Hold on tight, Jace Moreno shouted as the ship jolted. This is worse than any asteroid field we've navigated. Leela Chen monitored the defensive satellites. They're scanning, but the storm interferes with their targeting. It's working. For now, high above, Queen Zephyra observed the approaching vessel with her many eyes. Her curiosity had grown into fascination. For the first time, she felt that humans might not only survive contact with her forces, they might even challenge her. They are bold, she murmured. They do not fear what should terrify them. Perhaps it is time I see them for myself. As the humans approached the fortress, automated defenses activated. Turrets swiveled, energy fields pulsed, and drones flew in calculated patterns to intercept intruders. Trent's voice rang through the comms. Team, split into two groups. Mara and Leela, disable the outer turrets. The rest of us go for the main access. Remember, humans survive not by following rules, but by creating opportunities. Move. The northern team, Mara and Leela, move with precision, deploying electronic jammers and decoy devices. The turrets misfired, energy pulses striking empty space. Drones chased phantom signals, leaving the humans undetected. Meanwhile, Trent and the southern team advanced toward the main entrance. The fortress walls glimmered with energy shields, but human ingenuity prevailed. Using grappling hooks and magnetic climbing devices, they scaled the outer walls, slipping through maintenance hatches that few aliens would consider accessible. Captain, shields ahead are stronger than expected, Rhea warned. We'll need to disable the generators quickly. Trent nodded. Then we do it. Adapt, improvise, overcome. With coordinated effort, the humans neutralized the shields. Energy arcs sparked, alarms rang, but the humans remained focused. They moved like a single organism, each member covering the other's flanks. Each step calculated to maximize advantage. Inside the fortress, the scale of Queen Zephyr's power became evident. Hallways of crystal stretched impossibly high, reflecting light in dazzling patterns. Security drones patrolled every corridor, and surveillance systems monitored even the smallest movements. Yet the humans advanced undeterred. They've reached the inner sanctum. A Xylarian officer reported to the Queen. How have they evaded all our defenses? Zephyr clicked her mandibles thoughtfully. By thinking, not by strength. Humans adapt in ways my forces cannot anticipate. Fascinating. Let us see if courage alone can withstand me. Captain Trent led his team to the central chamber. A massive door of translucent crystal blocked their path. Energy pulses radiated from the surface, a warning of the power beyond. Trent turned to his team. This is it, he said quietly. Stay sharp, stay calm. Humans survive by remaining focused and united. Remember who we are. They entered, stepping into a grand hall unlike anything they had seen before. The walls shimmered with alien energy, and at the far end, Queen Zephyr sat upon her throne, her many eyes fixed on them. She was larger and more imposing than any holographic projection or intelligence report had suggested. Captain Elias Trent. Zephyr's voice resonated through the chamber. So, The fabled human has finally arrived. Do you come to surrender, or to test your courage against me? Trent met her gaze calmly. We did not come to surrender, he said firmly. We came to do what humans always do: face challenges, adapt, and endure. We fight for our people, for our home, and for our future. If you see that as courage, then yes. We tested against you. Zephyr's mandibles clicked in amusement. Bold words from a fragile species. Let us see if your spirit matches your confidence. She rose from her throne, energy flowing around her like liquid light. The hall seemed to vibrate with her presence. Zephyr moved with speed and grace that belied her massive size. Her form a combination of elegance and raw power. The humans faced her together, standing as one. Though individually weaker, their unity, courage, and intelligence gave them strength. They had faced far worse than size or strength ambushes, advanced weaponry, environmental hazards, and survived. Zephyr advanced, testing their reactions with subtle but precise movements. Energy arcs leapt from her limbs, and the floor beneath them glowed with destabilizing power. Yet the humans dodged, countered, and adapted. When a sudden surge of energy threatened to overwhelm them, Jace Moreno used a nearby support beam as leverage to vault over the attack, landing perfectly in position to continue the fight. Marlin deployed a temporary energy shield using portable devices, deflecting arcs that could have incapacitated her. Leela Chen hacked nearby console panels, creating short-term distractions in the Queen's environmental controls. Each action demonstrated that humans relied on creativity and intelligence, not brute strength. To survive, Zephyr's eyes widened slightly. They anticipate every move, she whispered. Not by instinct alone, but by thought. Fascinating, truly. Remarkable. Captain Trent did not hesitate. He moved with purpose, using the environment to his advantage. When a surge of energy struck the floor, he vaulted across the chamber, drawing Zephyr's attention while his team prepared a tactical position. Humans are underestimated, he said firmly, time and again. But we endure, we adapt, and we fight when it matters. Zephyr paused, observing his resolve. Clever, fearless, unyielding. These are traits I did not expect from such a species. Perhaps the fables are true. The confrontation reached a stalemate. Zephyr tested their limits, but the humans' ingenuity and coordination allowed them to evade direct harm. Their determination and unity impressed even the Queen, who had never before encountered a species capable of withstanding her personal attention. This is remarkable, she murmured. They are small, yet unbroken. They are fragile, yet unbowed. Perhaps the universe underestimates humans far too often. Trent and his team knew they could not defeat her, not yet. But they had achieved something more important. They had proven their courage, ingenuity, and resilience. Every move, every decision, every act of teamwork showed that humans were far more than what Xylarian records had assumed. Queen Zephyr's gaze softened not in weakness, but in recognition. You have earned my attention, humans. You have survived where others would fail. You are unlike any species I have ever encountered. I will remember this day. Trent bowed slightly, acknowledging her presence. And we will remember it as well, Queen Zephyr. Humans endure. Humans adapt. Humans fight for what is right. That is who we are. The chamber fell silent, tension hanging in the air. For the first time, the species recognized each other not as enemies, but as forces of will and spirit. The Queen's fascination with humans grew. While the humans understood the magnitude of their achievement, they had faced a living legend and proven that courage, ingenuity, and unity could defy even overwhelming power. As the humans prepared to withdraw, they knew the next encounter would be even more dangerous. But for now, they had achieved something extraordinary, the respect of the most powerful being in the Xylarian Empire, and Queen Zephyr, observing their retreat, felt a stirring she had not felt in centuries: curiosity, respect, and the challenge of facing a species that could redefine her understanding of strength. The confrontation had ended without total destruction, yet it had shifted perceptions. The humans had not only survived, they had shown that legends, no matter how improbable, sometimes held truth. The galaxy itself seemed to hold its breath, watching as humans prove once again why they were a species not to be underestimated. The Valiant slipped silently through the Xylarian sector, its hull bearing the marks of a daring journey but its crew unbroken. Captain Elias Trent stood on the bridge, staring at the distant stars, feeling the weight of what they had accomplished. They had infiltrated the Queen's fortress, survived impossible odds, and shown that humans were far more than fables whispered across the galaxy. "Captain," Mara Lynn said, her voice calm but filled with quiet pride, "we've collected all the intelligence, disabled the communications hub, and avoided detection on our way out. The mission was a complete success." Trent nodded. "Yes, but the real victory is more than data or sabotage. We've proven something else. Humans endure. We adapt. We fight when it matters. And we survive where others fail." Engineer Rhea Sol smiled faintly. "I still can't believe we faced the Queen herself and lived. Not many species could claim that." Trent's gaze softened as he looked at his team. "Not many species are humans." He allowed himself a small smile. "We've shown the galaxy something it has long underestimated. Now, it will never forget." Meanwhile, in the crystalline throne room of the Xylarian Empire, Queen Zephyr studied the intelligence transmitted by the humans' incursion. She had watched every movement, every decision, every act of courage. For the first time in her long reign, she was both curious and impressed. "They are remarkable," Zephyr murmured, clicking her mandibles in thought. "Fragile in body, perhaps, but strong in mind and spirit. They endure what no other species could. I underestimated them, and I was wrong." Her advisor shifted nervously. "Your Majesty, should we retaliate? These humans have breached the fortress, defeated our defenses, and disrupted operations. Their presence is a threat." Zephyr's eyes glimmered. "No, not a threat. A challenge, yes, but one worthy of observation. There is strength in them that commands respect. I will not destroy it lightly. Let them live, and let them show me the depths of their spirit." Back aboard the Valiant, the humans traveled in silence, reflecting on the journey. The stars stretched endlessly around them, and the vastness of space reminded them how small they truly were. Yet, their hearts were full of confidence and pride. Jace Moreno broke the silence. "Captain, do you think they'll come after us again?" "The Queen, I mean." Trent considered the question carefully. "Perhaps, but it won't matter. Humans adapt. We survive. And if they come, we will meet them as we always do, with courage, intelligence, and unity. That is who we are," Mara Lynn added, "and maybe, just maybe, we've started something bigger than ourselves. Humans are no longer the species dismissed as weak. Across the galaxy, stories of our courage will spread. We are becoming legends." The crew nodded, feeling the weight of her words. Legends were not given, they were earned through actions, courage, and the refusal to be underestimated. As the Valiant neared Earth's sector, transmission signals from the mission reached home. Human colonies and Earth's Space Command eagerly awaited updates. The news was staggering. An elite human team had successfully infiltrated Xylarian territory, disabled a critical communications hub, and returned unscathed. Captain Trent made the formal report. "Mission complete," he said. "Objective achieved. Humans have demonstrated resilience, adaptability, and courage. Our species is stronger than the galaxy has believed. We endure. We fight. We survive." Earth's leaders listened in awe. Some were skeptical at first, but the intelligence, video transmissions, and reports from the crew left no room for doubt. Humans were no longer just inhabitants of a single planet. They were a force capable of standing against the galaxy's mightiest civilizations. Far away, Queen Zephyr watched the transmissions. Her many eyes focused on the images of the humans' return. She felt a mixture of admiration and curiosity. She had underestimated humanity for centuries, assuming them fragile, disorganized, and weak. Yet, their courage and intelligence had proven her assumptions wrong. "They are unlike any species I have encountered," she murmured. "Perhaps they deserve a place in the galaxy, not just as survivors, but as equals. They may be small, but their spirit is vast. I will watch them closely." Back on Earth, celebrations began quietly but spread quickly. Scientists, soldiers, and civilians alike marvel at the bravery of the human warriors. They had faced an alien empire, infiltrated the Queen's fortress, and returned with intelligence that could shift the balance of power in the galaxy. Specialist Leela Chen addressed her teammates. "We've done something incredible, not just for ourselves, but for everyone on Earth. Humans will be remembered for this." Trent placed a hand on her shoulder. "It's not just about remembrance. It's about proving something fundamental. Humans endure. No matter the odds, no matter the challenge, we survive. We adapt, and we fight when it matters. That is our legacy." The crew shared a moment of quiet pride. They had faced the unknown, survived, and come back stronger. Not only as individuals, but as a team, a symbol of what humanity could achieve. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, reports of their deeds began to spread among alien civilizations. The humans' actions challenged long-held beliefs that they were weak, insignificant, and fragile. Whispers of their courage reached even distant systems, reshaping perceptions of humanity in subtle but profound ways. Queen Zephyra herself began to reconsider the role humans might play in the cosmic stage. Their intelligence, courage, and adaptability suggested a species capable of extraordinary feats. She no longer viewed them as a nuisance or a minor challenge. They were something far more significant. "They are not fables," she said to herself. "They are living proof that courage and ingenuity can surpass strength alone. I will remember them. I will watch them. And when the time comes, I will see if they can rise even higher." Back on Earth, Captain Trent stood before his crew. "We've shown the galaxy that humans are more than what others assume. But remember this, our work is never done. Challenges will come, as they always have. And humans will meet them, always." The crew nodded, understanding the weight of his words. They had faced one of the most powerful beings in the galaxy and survived. But the universe was vast, full of dangers and possibilities yet unknown. Jace Moreno smiled. "Captain, whatever comes next, I know we can handle it. We survived Zephyra herself. Nothing else can surprise us." Trent smiled faintly. "Exactly. Humans endure. We adapt, we fight, and we always find a way." The Valiant set course for Earth. The crew silent for a moment as they gazed at the stars. Their journey had changed them, shaped them, and proven that the human spirit could challenge even the mightiest empires, and some were far away. Queen Zephyra observed the retreating ship, her mind alive with curiosity. The humans had proven themselves. The fables were true, and in her eyes, they were no longer mere prey. They were a species to respect, to watch, and perhaps to challenge herself. The story of these humans would be told again and again, across systems and species, not as a tale of fear, but as a testament to courage, unity, and ingenuity. The galaxy had learned a simple truth: humans are resilient, unpredictable, and never to be underestimated. Captain Trent turned to his crew one last time before the ship entered Earth's orbit. "We've done something remarkable, not just for us, but for all of humanity. Remember this moment. Remember who we are. Humans endure. Humans adapt. Humans fight. And the galaxy will remember that." The crew smiled, each knowing that they had earned their place in history. They had faced an empire, survived impossible odds, and emerged victorious not through sheer power, but through courage, intelligence, and unity. The stars stretched endlessly before them, silent witnesses to the human spirit. And as the Valiant entered Earth's orbit, the galaxy began to understand something that would never be forgotten. Humans are a force of will, ingenuity, and courage, a force that could stand against any challenge, endure any trial, and redefine what it means to survive. The human warriors had returned home not just as heroes, but as a symbol of humanity's strength and potential. And somewhere in the depths of space, Queen Zephyra waited, knowing that one day she might face them again. But for now, she respected what she had seen. And in that respect, a new chapter of interstellar history began, a chapter defined not by fear or conquest, but by the enduring, unstoppable spirit of humanity.